All right, today we are going to tackle something that can be a huge source of stress, our money. We're going to build a super simple monthly budget that actually works, whether you're in the USA or the UK. Let's get into it.
So, does this sound familiar? Your paycheck hits the bank, you pay the big bills like rent, and then you blink and you're staring at your account wondering, wait, where did it all go? Yeah, if you're nodding your head right now, I promise you, you are so not alone. It's an incredibly common feeling, especially in places where the cost of living is high, like the US and the UK. But let's reframe this. What if the problem isn't really about how much money you make? What if it's simply the lack of a system to manage it? And the good news, a system is exactly what we're going to build right here, right now. And that's the whole point, isn't it? We want to flip the script. We want to move from feeling anxious about money to feeling in control of it. It's about you telling your money where to go, not the other way around. Okay, so first things first. Before we can make any kind of plan, we have to know our starting point. We need to get a clear picture of what's coming in and what's going out. This is your financial baseline. And it really just boils down to two simple things. On one side, you've got your income. That's all the money coming in after taxes, your paycheck, any side gigs, the whole shebang. And on the other side, your expenses. That's every single dollar or pound going out the door. Now, to make this way less overwhelming, we can just lump all our spending into three easy buckets. You've got your fixed expenses, the stuff that's pretty much the same every month, like your rent. Then variable expenses, which can change, like how much you spend on food or gas. And finally, lifestyle expenses. These are the wants, Netflix, grabbing a bite with friends, you get the idea. And this is where things get really interesting. For so many people, when they actually track their spending for the first time, they get a shock. They find that their lifestyle wants are taking up the biggest piece of the pie, sometimes way more than their actual needs. So, we see the issue. How do we fix it? Well, we use a proven system, and it's a beautifully simple but really powerful method called the 50-30-20 rule. Here's the rule in a nutshell. You take your total monthly income, that's after taxes, and you divide it into three clear piles. No more than 50% should go to your absolute needs. 30% is set aside for your wants, the fun stuff, and a solid 20% goes straight into savings. And what you end up with is this clear, balanced plan. It gives every single dollar or pound a specific job. 50% for what you need to live, 30% for what makes life enjoyable, and 20% to build a more secure future for yourself. Let's make this feel real with some numbers. Say you're in the US and you take home $3,000 a month. That means $1,500 for needs, $900 for wants, and a really nice $600 for savings. Over in the UK, if you're bringing in £2,500, that's $1,250 for needs, $750 for wants, and £500 for savings. See? When you break it down like that, the numbers feel a lot less intimidating, right? Okay, we've got the theory down pat. We understand the rule. Now for the fun part. Let's build your action plan and put this budget to work in the real world. So, this is what a simple finished budget can actually look like. You start with your total income at the top. Then you list out all your essential costs, rent, food, all that stuff. You set aside a clear amount for your lifestyle fund, and whatever's left is your non-negotiable savings goal. It's that clear. And listen, you do not have to do this with a pen and a piece of paper. There are so many great tools out there. Budgeting apps are amazing. Even a simple spreadsheet works great. But the real game changer, the number one pro tip, is to automate it. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking to your savings account the day you get paid. You pay yourself first before you can even think about spending it. So why do so many budgets just fail? It usually comes down to a few common traps. People ignore the small stuff, the little purchases that add up. They lean too heavily on credit cards. They try to save whatever is left over at the end of the month, which is often nothing. And they don't have a plan for emergencies. If you can avoid just these four things, your chances of success go way, way up. But let's step back for a second and talk about the why, because this isn't just about moving numbers around on a screen. It's about what those numbers actually give you in your life. I think most of us hear the word budget and we immediately think of restriction, right? It feels like a financial diet. But I want you to completely flip that idea on its head. A budget isn't about what you can't do. It's the exact opposite. It's the tool that gives you the freedom to spend money on the things you truly care about without any of the guilt or stress. It is freedom. And what's the very first step on that journey to real financial freedom?
It's building your safety net. We're talking about an emergency fund. This has to be your number one savings priority when you're just starting out. So, what's the goal? You're aiming to save up at least 3 to 6 months worth of your essential living expenses. I want you to think of this money as your personal shield. It's what protects you when life throws a curveball, a surprise car repair, an unexpected bill, or even a job loss. It's what gives you real peace of mind. So, after all of this, what's the main takeaway? Don't wait for the perfect time to start. Don't worry about getting everything perfect on day one. The most important step you can ever take is just the first one. There's a great quote that says, "The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is right now."